Well, hello and welcome back, and thanks for coming back. Where are we? Well, we're in Midtown Paphos. Kennedy Square was to our right hand side. Municipality buildings, if you went straight, would be on our left. And we are dropping down. This road's been big digged for over a year, but it's been open for about a month now. They haven't quite finished it. They've built a bit of a park to the left hand side and done some refurbishments to one or two buildings. And now they're big digging up this road to the right hand side, which is the main road up into the old town. So we're going to start our descent from Midtown Paphos down to the harbour area, and we're going to see what is going on. So if you watch these videos from time to time, you will slowly but surely start to familiarise yourself with the little town known as Paphos and understand where you are and learn your way around slowly, and some of the landmarks, should we say. What's coming up now? Another traffic lights, which I've got no doubt will be on red, and if you were to go left at these traffic lights just coming up, you would go onto the road that we call Russian Road. And if you keep going straight, when you're going to come down to the Paphos Mall and the Paphos Mall roundabout, transcend under and across that roundabout, and you're going to come out in the Paphos Harbour area, which is where we are going. So, big shout out to some of the family members. Baron John, Baroness Louise, hope you're keeping well up there in Lancaster. Hopefully the weather's not treating you too badly, and hopefully you're getting excited and ready for your London trip. And then of course after that, September, you'll be coming back to Paphos. Hopefully the baby barn hawk has chosen and booked her next holiday, so wherever that might be Crete, Corfu, may even be Marmaris in Turkey. You never know. She was pondering on it, wasn't she? What have we got here? You've got Yummy Sushi Bar on the left hand side. You've got Andre Georgius, which is a used car dealer, on the right hand side. You've got Electroline. If you want some electrics, that's where you pop in. And coming up further down here is a Papa Antonio Bakery on the left, and you can also get some good takeaway food around lunchtime as well. And just as we go down here, we're going to come to the downtown Alpha Mega Supermarket. You've got an uptown Alpha Mega Supermarket by the Limassol roundabout, and you've got a downtown Alpha Mega Supermarket coming up just on our left hand side now. And then just further down, we're going to come to the Paphos Mall, the Paphos Mall roundabout. We're going to transcend across it, go under the Paphos Skywalk, and head out towards the Paphos Harbour. So, not bad day today, to be honest. The weather this morning was a little bit rough, but now it seems to have picked up, and hopefully it's going to stay dry for the rest of the day. And of course all the people start to come out in their shorts, as you can see here, family there in their shorts and t-shirts, and they're saying to themselves, well, the weather's not too bad, Mr. Paul. And it's not, because if your name is Miss Dawn, you've got a husband called Mr. Sean, a cat called Miss Daisy, and of course a very, very clever dog called Bo. The temperature today is in and around 20 degrees, so that's not too bad at all. And if you're curious to know why I say a dog called Bo, who's very, very clever, well, this dog has understood how the channel is kept afloat, and he now and again nips over to Mr. Sean's wallet and steals his debit card, credit card, and goes on to buy me a coffee and buys us a coffee or two. So big shout out to Mr. Bobo. Wonderful, wonderful dog indeed. Quite a few dogs who like to watch the show, by the way. We've got Ollie the doggy woggy, who belongs to Miss Justina, Mr. Andy, out in Staffordshire. He likes to tune in now and again. We got Mr. Barney, who's got an owner and a superstar known as Miss Ellie. Yes, Miss Ellie. And he likes to tune in now and again, especially when he pops round to Lady so sweet Caroline and Lord Nigel Big Guns. What's this chappie doing here? Whizzing around a scooter, hasn't got a clue what he's doing, is he? He's going to ride around in the middle of the road. Let's try not to run him over, shall we? There we are. Doesn't seem to have much care in the world, does he? Seems like a happy-go-lucky chappie, and he's popping down to the downtown Cape of Paphos Harbour. And why not, eh? Why not? Other dogs on the show who like to tune in now and again. Got a spectacular dog called Blue, who likes to hang out in the back of a gangsterish looking Land Rover Defender with Lord Richard and Lady Julie Nash, and of course my little mate, who's not that little, the man known as Viscount Leo. He likes to watch now and again as well. This is the road with more estate agents, more property sellers than anywhere else, I think, in the world. If you're looking to buy a property in downtown Paphos, this could be that special street for you. And it's also the way down to the temporary bus station, which is just located to the side of the Paphos Harbour car park. And then at the end of that car park is going to be called the Mini Harbour Terminal. Not open yet, so we've got an uptown in the old town, the main bus terminal. We've got a exchange terminal on Tomb of the Kings and an exchange terminal down in the harbour area. When they open in a month to 6 weeks, we'll go and make a special video on those 3 terminals, and I'll splice the 3 videos all together especially for you. Bit of editing coming on. Don't like to edit because, as you understand, we're like a live channel. Everything you're seeing is happening in pretty much real time, and there's no editing apart from me putting a picture with some words on the very front to give you an idea of where perhaps we're going today. Harbour doesn't look busy, but it doesn't look quiet either. Now, if you're looking for an electric 3-wheel trike on the left hand side there, that's where you're going to find Maria hanging out, and she'll give you a guided tour of how they work. There's one parked up there, and well, have a look in your wallet or your purse and relieve you of a couple of bob. But one thing's for sure, you'll whiz round very fast and you'll have a very good day indeed. So to be honest, the Paphos is quite busy. Look at this, the harbour is quite busy. It's rapidly approaching lunchtime and people are obviously feeling a bit peckish. And of course, the rain in Cyprus doesn't last very long. And if you look at the road surface in front of us, to be honest, you'd be hard pushed to know if it has rained or not, wouldn't you? There we are. The odd puddle lying around, but it dries up very quickly because, as I've said, the ambient temperature is around about 20 degrees. So it soon, should we say, dries out and evaporates, isn't it? So that's the main harbour car park. We're going round it and we're going to start to exit. And I think we'll see if we can hunt our way down the rear of the promenade and see what's going on around there. There's Philotes, I'm just giving him away to him. He's the big chap who does promotions on the boat trips along the Paphos harbour area. And if you're looking for a boat trip, you know, there's many boat trips in the harbour being advertised. There's little fishing trips if you want to go on one of those. You've got the Blue Lagoon trip, you've got the glass bottom boat, and of course you've got the big boy in the harbour, the Ocean Vision. And you've also got 1 or 2 others, so go and hunt them down. Quite reasonable prices, and you're going to get a great few hours out on a boat trip with some great memories to take back with you. Right, let's wiggle and waggle in the rear of the promenade area and see what's going on. That's the road that's all been dug up to the back here, Papa Antonio car park, and of course the Leptos resort is just over there, the Basilica resort. So if your name's Deborah O'Rourke, you're probably a little bit upset at the moment, but they have promised us that it'll be all back and restated hopefully by the end of May. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope so, shall we? As we can see, bit of gridlock here. We're going to have to reverse because this lorry was doing deliveries, and that's the problem when roads get dug up, isn't it? It becomes an absolute nightmare for the delivery men, never mind people like myself driving around making YouTube videos. So let's go and have a look and see what's going on. These are the roads behind the Papa Antonio supermarket and behind the front premises, the bars and restaurants along the Paphos promenade, as Peter Tusso mentioned a while back. And he's let us into little secrets, isn't he, about the army bases and the RAF base. And he was saying that there's a little bird operated by the Americans called Snoopy, and apparently it doesn't exist, but you know, now and again it lands and gets a bit of a wash and a service in Akaturi, and then its crew go and have a few hours sleep before they all reboot and go and do it all over again. But hey, don't tell anybody. We've not told anyone that Snoopy, the snooping aeroplane, is hanging out in Akaturi. Doesn't exist. There we go. Right, here we go. We are joining the Paphos promenade, and as you can see, it's pretty busy. The restaurants are not too bad, that's for sure. That was the Baccarat restaurant there. as we come along here, we've got the Ocean restaurant and the Leonidas restaurant. And again, they're doing pretty well. There's no doubt about that. They are pretty busy. We've got the Banya on the right hand side. That's always packed out because, of course, it's got a front row seat across the blue Mediterranean Sea. And then you've got the Altea, I think is how you pronounce it, all day restaurant. And that's where we hung out with some superstars 2 or 3 weeks ago now, because time does go, doesn't it? And we hung out there with Mr. Reed and Miss... Hold on, let me let this traffic go. And Miss Catherine, and it was a fabulous day. And then afterwards we met them up in the Royal. There's a car stuck right at my bottom, if you're wondering why I'm struggling with my words. He really is stuck right at my bottom. He's really obviously in a very big hurry. Anyway, let's go and have a look up here, see what's going on. Join the top of Bar Street. You've got the Democritus restaurant, you've got the Delegate restaurant, and then there is the Alcone Taverna. Very popular place. And I remember we've met quite a few people hanging out in there. Mr. Craig, all the way from Newcastle, he was there with his wife once or twice when we went past, and we actually had a chat with him. And if you're still watching, big shout out to you, and hopefully you'll come and mosey on down in Paphos again very soon. Great news last night. Damon Ritchie mentioned he's coming back, so that's Lord Ritchie. He's going to come and bring Lady Zuska in and around October. And well, August, October, so he said, somewhere around there. So hopefully he's going to hunt us down, and if he's very lucky, I might even give him a lift from the airport. Only €49 for you, Lord Ritchie, that's for sure. This is Bar Street, or the dilapidated part of Bar Street. When we come out the top end here, it gets a bit better. We've got a car rental company on our left hand side. You've got the Keg and Barrel, very popular with locals and expats and tourists alike. And of course, right in front of us now is T&J's Fish and Chips, probably the greatest fish and chip shop in the whole of Paphos. And you see they're getting ready, setting up shop. They open up at around about 2 o'clock for their lunch service. So they're getting ready. And they haven't spotted me because they're very busy. We'll give them a wave. There we are. There he is, superstar amongst superstars. They're getting ready to serve you your fish and chips. So from 2 o'clock, they'll be there. And don't forget, as it gets busier and busier, you've got to book your table for your fish and chips, because otherwise there'll be no room, and they only buy enough fish that they believe they're going to sell in the day. They like to keep that fish and chips very fresh indeed. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit that like, click the subscribe, and perhaps come back for a little bit more of my complete and utter insanity. Let's let this guy go. We'll run him over on the way back. See you in the next one very soon.